think it's clearly the case that our relationship with risk has shifted in the course of living memory. And that perhaps, events of the last 15, 20 years have conspired to make people feel that perhaps ultra safety is their right. That's one of the things that life owes them, that society owes them, that government owes them is some very watertight level of safety. I also think there's an interesting thing that happens with the decline of religion and the decline of a sense of our fate being in the hands of providence, in the hands of God, in the hands of something that's absolutely beyond our control. I think as that kind of thinking has declined, and an increased sense of human agency that comes with social mobility and democracy, and a sense that you are the author of your own life. Those two things have come in tandem. There is a feeling that then you should be able to control every last item of your life. I think that happens at the personal level, and then I think at the political level, there has been such turmoil in recent years. The years since 9/11 have in some senses inculcated a kind of culture of fear and it's very epidemic. Fear is tremendously infectious, and then people's relationship with risk gets undermined by it, because it's a well-tracked phenomenon in psychology called emotional contagion, which is where people's risk perceptions have a kind of groupthink about them. But to say that I think our attitudes to risk have got out of whack. I think we now have a rather unhealthy level of kind of hyper caution. But also, I would say that I wonder whether the scales are beginning to tip. I'll give you an example. The research I did into children and safety, specifically play safety, those super safe playgrounds, with the bucket swings and the spongy safety surfaces, and where no children can even respectably graze their knee, as I could in my youth and did. They probably reached their peak somewhere between 5 and 10 years ago. The idea that if your little darling went to a playground, under no circumstances must they graze their knee. I think there's now been a great backlash against that form of playground, and that there's now a thinking that actually you need to go out and learn about risk. This is certainly one of the stories I looked at in the book, and I think in a way that's in microcosm that says something about a bigger movement that's going on within society, where we feel that we've all just become so cosseted, so padded with cotton wool, that it's unhealthy and unsavoury in a way. So I think the scales may be tipping. I think we got to a point of risk aversion where the centre couldn't hold, and that maybe the pendulum will begin to swing back the other way, perhaps.